Now, most cultures have a big meal at least once a week. Some cultures on a Friday night, sometimes it's a Saturday, but often in the States, and certainly the American South, it was a Sunday dinner. Well, there could be nothing more Southern than American collard greens. And today I'm actually going to be doing some greens for you. Here inside is a ham hock. This is the smoky flavor that gives collard greens, mustard greens. There's a lot of different choices. In fact, if you can just find yourself a smoked pork chop or even a couple slices of bacon, this is really the fat element, and it's also going to add a lot of salt into the greens. I just put it in the bottom of the pan, and then I fill my pan. If you don't have one of these fancy pot fillers, just take your pan over to the sink and fill it up. Now, collard greens take a lot of space, a lot of volume, kind of like a spinach when you're cooking it fresh. So you want to have a huge pot. Once we get just enough water in there, we're going to get that ham hock covered. I'm going to move it to my back burner. Fire that up. That should do it, just about right there. Let's put this back on the heat. So a really high heat because we're going to try to bring this to a boil, and we want to extract all those great smoky flavors and some of the fat. That's going to be our grease element that's going to help get all of those greens going. And what they call it in the South is pot liquor, and that's all the rendered juices from that beautiful smoked ham hock, the water, everything's going to come together. Well, in this day and age, we have the great help of prepared collard greens, and I've actually, once again, got some help from my grocery store. I'm going to do, these are 12-ounce bags. I'm doing 3 12-ounce bags. And you typically have to do this in stages. You want to get your first one in, don't let that guy get away. And then as high as you can possibly make that. Fill your pot up. And in just a few moments, these are going to cook down. I'm going to add my third bag. So we're going to actually have 36 ounces of raw cut collard greens. Just going to cover them right now. There's the collard greens we were after. See that, how they've all floated? Now we want to work them down into that pot liquor. And if I can pull that up, I promise you, there is a ham hock down there. There we go. That's our beautiful ham hock covered with our collard greens, which is giving us all the flavor. Now remember, that was 36 ounces of fresh collards, and look how much they've already reduced. So remember that if you're cooking for a lot of people, collard greens can go for 6-7 hours on the stove, and they're going to just reduce down to a serving.
Follow me at The Porter Brooks. I love comments, and hey, if you like me over on Instagram at The Porter Brooks, I will send you a printable copy of this recipe. See you guys soon.